In this video, we are going to take everything we learned about adding a formative to Schoology, locking it down with the lockdown browser, and then turning on language translation. So this one video will cover how you can create a formative assessment in a secure environment with language translation, along with setting it up in Schoology so that the grades can be transferred over to PowerSchool. I'm going to start off informative. I like to do the configuring of the actual formative in the formative window as opposed to the Schoology window. So first, I will click on my formative. In the right-hand corner, I will click Assign. So I'm going to select my class and click the settings gear. My first setting will be for the learning tools and to toggle on the student translator. Next, I'm going to click Back. Scroll down, and if you look, it says two tools now. That means that I added my translator. And then I'm going to turn on the secure exam browser mode. If you want to make any changes, additional changes to the secure browser, you can do that here. And then once you're ready, you click Assign. Now, before I go to Schoology, I do want to make sure that any of my students that require the language translator have the accommodation set. So I will click on my menu, go to Classes, and then I can select any one of my classes that the student or students are in. So I will click on this class. I will go to More Options and select View Student Management. And now this is my student. I will click this little Show Hide Eye here, and then the Edit button. Once the screen loads, you can select the student's language. We'll say Spanish for this student, and then click Update. Now you can see the translation is set to Spanish. The last step is to add it to Schoology. So I will come over to my Schoology course, select Add Materials, and then Formative. This is the formative that I just set up, so I will click on it. And now I have to configure it. Very important step. So I will click the settings gear, go to Edit. Everything looks right here, Enable Grading. Select a category. Make sure Sync to Sys is checked, especially if this is an assessment that is going to be graded, and then click Save Changes. Now my formative is ready for the student to take in a secure environment with language translation and is set up to sync over to PowerSchool. Now we're going to switch to the student view. I do apologize because I have to record this with my phone due to the lockdown browser. The lockdown browser shuts down any screen captures. So the student is going to click on their formative. The first part is a success as the student is notified that they will be taking this in the lockdown browser. So the student clicks, the lockdown browser loads. Now the student starts the formative. First thing you'll see here is that there is the language translation on the right-hand side. Again, the student has to click this when that first question loads. This is a limitation with formative right now. So they have to do it when the first question loads, select their language, and now it starts over in their native language. So I'm going to just start this and then click through this test. Now that the test is over, student will submit. And then click exit here, and then once it exits, it breaks back out and the student can resume working on their Chromebook. Okay, so there is one more step. Now that we've done everything and the student has taken the formative, we can go back into Schoology and send the grade over to the gradebook. So we'll start by clicking on the formative, going to More Options, and then selecting Grade Passback. You can select Pass Grades Back to Schoology, select your course. Now you're going to have way more kids than I do, but that's okay. I'm going to click Send, click Close, And now when I look at my grade book, here is my assignment right here. And as long as you have your syncing set up, you will be able to send your grades right over to PowerSchool.